A man comes home late after drinking all night. His upset wife greets him at the front door. She says,
"You're drunk again. I've had it with you."
The man, slurring, says to her,
"I'm not drunk."
The frustrated wife responds,
"I can smell the liquor on your breath. You are drunk."
The husband, once again refusing to back down, says,
"I'm not drunk, I tell you."
The wife then points at their grandfather clock and says,
"Then can you tell the time?"
The husband looks over intensely at the clock and says,
"Of course I can."
The wife replies,
"Well, go on."
"Okay,"
says the husband as he stumbles over to the clock.
"Watch me."
He then waves a finger at the clock and slurs,
"I'm not drunk."
A farmer needed a rooster to mate with his chickens. Another farmer down the road had a rooster for sale. The farmer went to the other farmer's house to buy the rooster. The other farmer tells him,
"Here's a rooster. He will service your chickens. But watch out, he's a mating machine and he'll go after anything."
The farmer buys Brewster and takes him home. Brewster goes through the henhouse, then starts on the farmer's sheep and other barnyard animals. After a couple days of this, the farmer tells Brewster,
"You gotta slow down or you'll kill yourself."
After a week of Brewster going after every animal on the farm, the farmer comes out and sees Brewster laid out in the yard, vultures already circling. The farmer, cussing, tells the corpse of his rooster,
"I told you you'd kill yourself, you didn't slow down."
Brewster opens one eye and says,
"Shut up. They're about to land."
A couple of little old ladies are sitting on a porch and talking to each other about their grandchildren.
"I send gifts, greeting cards, and checks to my grandchildren,
Complains one.
and still they barely visit me."
The second old lady says,
"Oh, I also send checks to my grandchildren, and they visit me all the time." "You are so fortunate to have more grateful grandchildren than my own,"
says the first lady sadly. The second old lady smiles and says,
"No, my grandchildren are about as grateful as yours are." "So, what do you do differently? Are your checks bigger than mine?"
asks the first lady, surprised.
"No,
Chuckles the other old lady.
I just don't sign mine."
A wealthy couple had planned to go out for the evening. The woman of the house decided to give their butler, James, the rest of the night off. She told James they would be home very late and that he should just enjoy his evening. As it turned out, however, the wife wasn't having a good time at the party, so she came home early alone. Her husband had to remain there as several of his important clients were in attendance. As the woman walked into her house, she saw James sitting by himself in the dining room. She called for him to follow her, then led him into the master bedroom. She looked at him and smiled.
"James,"
She said.
"take off my dress."
James carefully removed her dress.
"James,
She continued.
now take off my stockings and garter."
He silently obeyed her commands.
"James,
She then said.
remove my bra and panties."
As he did this, the tension continued to mount. Finally, she said,
"James, don't ever let me catch you wearing my clothes again."
A man enters a pet store looking for an unusual pet. As he enters the store, the clerk asks,
"Can I help you, sir?"
"Yes, I'm looking for a new pet. Do you have anything unusual?" The clerk asks,
"How about a polar bear?"
The man, taken aback but intrigued, asks, "A polar bear? Well, is it tamed?" The shop clerk guides the man to the bear's cage and says,
"This polar bear is absolutely tame, But whatever you do, don't touch his nose.
The man decides to buy the polar bear and takes it home. The man is very happy with his new pet. However, one day, remembering what the pet store clerk had told him, the man thinks to himself, I just have to find out what happens if I touch his nose. So he reaches out and touches the polar bear's nose. Suddenly, the polar bear leaps towards the man and chases him throughout the house. Finally, the man runs out of breath and the polar bear catches up to him. The man looks up in fear as the polar bear raises his mighty paw. Terrified by what will happen next, he closes his eyes. Unexpectedly, the bear merely taps the man on the head and says,
You're it.
Billy Bob had long heard the stories of an amazing family tradition. It seems that his father, grandfather, and great-grandfather had all been able to walk on water on their 18th birthday. On that special day, they had each walked across the lake to the pub on the far side for their first legal drink. So, when Billy Bob's 18th birthday comes around, he and his pal Bubba take a boat out to the middle of the lake. Billy Bob steps out of the boat and nearly drowns. Bubba just barely manages to pull him to safety. Furious and confused, Billy Bob goes to see his grandmother.
Granny,
He asks,
it's my 18th birthday. So why can't I walk across the lake like Pappy, Grandpappy, and Great-Grandpappy?
His granny replies,
'Cause you was born in August. But your pappy, grandpappy, and great-grandpappy were all born in December, when the lake is frozen.
A passenger was in the back of a taxi when he leaned forward and tapped the driver on the shoulder. Suddenly, the driver screamed loudly, lost control of the car, swerved onto the footpath, and stopped just inches away from a shop window. Everything went quiet in the car as both the driver and passenger sat in shock.
Are you okay?
The driver finally asked.
Sorry about that, but you scared the living daylights out of me.
The passenger apologized to the driver. I didn't know just a little tap on the shoulder would startle someone so much.
No, it's my fault,
The driver replied.
Today is my first day as a taxi driver. I've been driving a hoist for 25 years.